get it started recording now just to make it easier.
Yep.
But finally, my co-host is here. You can say hello to everyone. No one's gonna bite.
Hello. I
Yeah.
know nobody's gonna bite.
Well, unless they figure out a way to
If they
get
do,
their jaws through the computer screens or mobile screens, and then that's concerning.
yeah.
But yeah, back with this podcast. It's what's it called again? Up and Over. I don't remember why,
Yeah.
but it just made so much
Yeah.
sense to just have it at that. It was simple, but
Yeah. It was. Shout out to my friend.
we have a lot to talk about today
Oh yes, we do.
because we missed the entirety of last week in Vegas, which we will discuss. Uh,
And the entirety of the Roval.
and it's well, actually, yeah. I mean, I know I covered the Roval a little bit,
Yeah.
but not enough.
Yeah. And we got Homestead.
And then
And
we
we
got
could discuss championships.
yeah, we had basically the entire next month, last month of
Yeah.
this sport to discuss, as well as the bullshit
Yeah.
of the officiating. So
hmm
what should we start with first?
Well, we might as well start with where we left off, and start with maybe discussing a little bit of the Roval, maybe a little bit of Vegas.
Okay. Well, yeah, we might start from the start. We'll go with the Roval. So
Yeah. So should we start with Xfinity or Cup?
uh, you know what? Let's beat the dead horse. Let's go back to that Xfinity finish. What the
Yeah.
hell? What the hell was that? Yeah, Leon Honeyman should have had the yellow thrown out for him, but the fact that it was so lately thrown, it almost felt
Oh,
like NASCAR was intentionally just going, you know what? No, we're gonna wait until Parker gets to the line, and then we're gonna throw the yellow.
yeah, it was weird.
The race itself was good. You had
Oh yeah,
SVG and AJ running basically each other's back bumpers off the entire time, as well as a
yeah,
couple of different late
I,
contenders.
yeah. I do want to say something. When I was looking at footage, Parker Kligerman's car definitely looked like it was just a little higher than everyone else's. The front.
Oh yeah, that car had so much more lift in the front of it.
Yeah. So I thought like if he won, he probably would have been good. Either way, NASCAR wouldn't have been. It would have been a disaster regardless.
Yeah, I mean Sam May,
But
everyone clowned on Sam, was clowning on Sam May. Sam did nothing wrong. He just took advantage of the fact
nothing.
that NASCAR decided to stop knowing how to
Yeah.
officiate.
hmm And I applaud Sam Mayer. He drove an incredible.
I mean, I know you were still happy
He was.
about the Sammy Smith win from the last week at Talladega.
Yeah. It's just Vegas was pretty sketchy.
Yeah, considering well, the Cup Roval was really mostly actually uneventful. You had a couple of different a couple of different stage winners. Kyle Larson pretty much dominated it again, but something I wanted to
Yeah.
bring up
No
was
surprise there.
the course cut penalty for Bubba Wallace coming out of 16 and 17 the chicane.
But not Byron.
Yeah, but not Keselowski or Byron, who both did the exact same cut, and it's not like the cameras cut away either. NBC caught all three of them doing the same thing, but not the other
What I
two
think it
didn't.
is, I think it's favoritism at play.
Yeah, yeah, I can see favoritism. I can.
Yeah. With Keselowski more like not really, but with Byron being a Hendrick driver, I can absolutely see favoritism.
I mean, the only thing that sucks still is the fact that Bowman DQ'd because of being underweight. But the fact that he took flight is not a consideration because
Yeah,
he would have passed pre-race tech. There's no way he would have been able to
Yeah,
race otherwise.
he lost a chunk of ballast in the I think it was right rear, which gave the car less weight.
I mean, he won
That's
stage
why it
two.
failed post race inspection. Yeah.
Either way,
So
sucks that he didn't appeal it. But
as a Bowman fan and a D1 Logano hater, um, those hours after the Roval were depressing.
yeah, they were really bad. and especially since the fact
I
that
mean,
the person that was supposed to be eliminated in that round, Joey friggin' Logano, goes out the next week in Vegas and pulls a fuel strategy out of his ass to make the championship fall. Despite
oh,
the
we're gonna get to that. Don't worry.
yeah, I'll wait for my rant, but yeah, it's just
Yeah.
but how about the fact that Tyler Reddick though from that race after taking
Tyler
air,
Reddick has been on the roll.
hitting his boss so hard to the point where it damages underneath the car, and
Yeah.
he was
And
still
then
able to make
the
his way into the round
leg.
of eight.
Oh yeah. Reddick has been on a been on a roll this season, pun intended.
No, that's a good pun. I mean, it was worrying. Like after Darlington, he started to sort of fall off a little. Like yeah, he had the
Yeah.
regular season champion points. Like he had that extra cushion, especially in the round of 16.
Yeah.
But then towards the end of the round of 12, he started having like bad finishes. It's like, well, are we gonna have another Truex situation where the regular season
No.
champion just falls off a
Reddick
cliff?
just no, it's Tyler Reddick, and Reddick is a never. He's got that never quit mentality.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think on other things about what happened in the Roval, just because that was like a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Can't really think on much.
Hosavar.
Oh god, Caution Hocevar was back,
Yeah.
but
Caution Hosavar.
surprisingly no cautions. Like that was really surprising. The fact that that race pretty much went green for most of it, except for the stage yellows.
Well,
Like,
it's a road course, and usually they don't throw cautions for single or multi-car incidents unless it's blocking the track or has an obscurity.
but I mean, there was the point where I think I can't remember who it was, but like one of the Trackhouse guys was blocking the entirety of Legacy Motor Club in the
Yeah.
chicane in the start finish line, and they still didn't throw a yellow for that. That was
I
interesting.
don't. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to John Hunter Nemechek once again, not breaking for an incident.
Yeah, I don't know what John Hunter Nemechek is doing in that 42 still, to be honest.
I don't know what Legacy Motor Club even sees in John Hunter Nemechek. I really don't.
It's the fact that he was so much better in the lower series. That's why they gave him a chance
Yeah.
because he sucked in 2020 when he drove for front row. So he literally
He
he
literally.
demoted himself back down to trucks. Did well
Mhm.
in that. Did well in Xfinity. So it was like, all right, we'll give you a chance in Cup again. And there are just some
But
drivers
here's the
that don't.
thing.
There's some drivers that don't work well in Cup, but they work well in the lower series.
He always slips away from the championship, though.
Yeah, but to
He
be
made the
fair,
final four in trucks
so did Justin
and
Allgaier. Justin
Xfinity.
Allgaier is basically the Denny Hamlin of Xfinity.
I think this year Allgaier can get it, but that's
Hmm.
putting it lightly in parentheses.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens at Martinsville and Phoenix. But let's,
Well, Allgaier did win last year in Martinsville, photo finish with Creed.
yeah, I mean, Sheldon Creed could have won that. The only reason he didn't was because he had Austin Hill just up his ass the entire time, just trying to screw his race up.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not an Austin Hill fan, but I was very happy seeing him win at Homestead.
It was nice to see him win at a track that wasn't a drafting track. It really was.
Yeah. I saw
And
him win on a non-drafting track in person, so that was pretty cool.
like the fact that he actually, like I said, the fact he finally did that on a non-drafting track, but it also looked like he actually had a legitimate car to beat, which is something
Oh,
that
yeah.
is really good to have at Homestead, especially if the championship
Yeah.
does move back there for 2026, which it's better. Seriously, after
Yeah.
yeah, look, I know we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's just move on to
Oh, yeah.
Vegas. Uh,
Yeah. Uh,
what can we really say about the Xfinity race other than AJ Allmendinger locks his ticket into the
well,
championship four?
Ryan Sieg was the whole Kyle Sieg Ryan Sieg thing was that and Sammy Smith thing was kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Like, yeah, they almost felt way too Spingate like, especially like
Yeah.
especially the Sieg incident. That was the Spingate.
Hmm.
That was very suspicious.
Yeah. So do we call Sammy Smith's incident Stopgate or?
No, we just call that completely stupid officiating. Because
Yeah, I don't know.
wasn't
Like,
he off the track?
yeah, but then he refired it like as soon as the caution came.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if he's off the track, surely that shouldn't be an issue. Like if he's in the way of pit road, like where cars have to come down and slow down in pit road, whatever. But if he was able to get it fired up again, then what? Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't get what the yellow was for.
it's NASCAR. Their officiating is,
Yeah, there's been about a
I,
million videos online of NASCAR's officiating. Sucks.
God, I like. There's so many good examples this year, like Indy.
Yeah,
That whole like
the Indy this
thing
year
with Kyle
and Pocono
Larson.
last year had the exact same issue. Ryan
I
Preece in
was
the last couple laps spun, and NASCAR didn't do a damn thing about it.
I was actually at Pocono last year, and let me tell you, so many people were pissed.
Yeah, I saw the jokes of that. It's like they're booing the winner, but not just they're not just booing because of the officiating. They're also probably booing the winner because I'm pretty sure it was the 11, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was happy seeing them win though. I like that.
yeah. Look, I'm not a fan of Denny Hamlin on track, but I am a fan of him off track.
Yeah,
Kind of
well,
like
that's because he has one of the best Twitter accounts.
yeah, the fact that he's one of the last drivers that actually has personality.
Well, I mean, Leland Honeyman Jr. has personality, but
Yeah, that's because he follows you on Twitter. You're gonna defend
yeah,
him,
he
and to
doesn't.
and to be fair, I don't blame you. But even still,
Yeah. Well, Carson host of ours is pretty funny too.
like a lot of these drivers seem to now finally start be showing their personality. It's good,
Yeah.
but
Blaney does during the off season.
Blaney, after winning that championship, decided to just stop giving a shit about it. He's just
Yeah,
gonna be brutally honest with you, and if you don't like it, tough.
that's why I like him.
Yeah, I mean, it took him winning a Cup Series championship that realistically he wasn't the strongest driver last year. Byron was, but even
He
still,
was out of all the championship drivers, he had the lowest average finish.
yeah. Actually, you know what? That's ironic. Kind of the same thing with his teammate. Which let's move on to the Cup Series race. Let's
Hopefully,
let's let's start at the end. Joey Logano winning the race, making it to the championship four, despite the fact that he's been an 18th place points driver all season.
Bell was. Do you hear Bell's radio after the race?
Yeah, like I'll see if I can find
Yeah,
the specific clip because I know it'd be on Instagram somewhere.
yeah, he was pissed.
And like I said, I do not blame him. That was just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I was watching the radioactive video, and during the end of the race, Larson's like, "Gano's gonna win, isn't he?"
Uh,
Like Larson's just accepting defeat.
well, to be fair, he was so far back.
He was 11. And he worked his way all the way back from 2 laps down to get back on the lead
Okay,
lap.
yeah.
Hit
Here is
troubles
the.
and
I'll
finished
see if I
11th.
can play
So
this as loud as I can on this.
You gotta be
yeah,
kidding me! Good job, buddy. That sucks, buddy. That sucks real bad, but wasn't meant to be. We did all we could do. Great car, fellas. Great job on pit road.
Yeah, there is no way that Joey Logano should have won that, especially with the fact that he did not have the car to beat. He just lucked into it
Paul Wolf and
like every other win he's had this season with an illegal ass fuel tank.
Paul Wolf and Joey Logano, the legal ass fuel tanks way fucking races again, man. It's
Yeah,
just
like that's. Let's just go back to like I just want to see just something. If Austin Cindric doesn't spin himself out trying to battle Noah Gragson for a mid-pack finish, then
that
Joey
Logano win
Logano
never would have
doesn't
happened,
win that 5 overtimes.
and he never would have been in the playoffs.
Exactly. I mean,
Dude, we're
like
talking about
maybe.
a Zane Smith win.
I mean, to be fair, if we had a Zane Smith win, it would have been at least a little bit more deserving. Because after that Nashville
Yeah,
win, like after that Nashville race, Zane Smith had at least about a 1.2 position better average finish than Joey Logano.
he
And
statistically had one of the best average finishes in the round of 12.
yeah, and Zane Smith's the one losing his ride next year, but Joey Logano is fighting for his third championship.
NASCAR for you.
It makes no sense. Like yeah, Zane Smith had a rough start to his rookie season, but at the same time,
Oh, like
Spire has just
he's
gotten
a
better.
rookie.
Yeah, exactly. He's a rookie.
They got McDowell next year, and then have Haley and Hocevar.
Yeah, like you got
But
like
no, we're gonna get rid of Zane Smith. It's just it doesn't make sense.
look, I'm pretty sure they probably wanted to try and bring in someone else, so they figured, well, someone with experience will do us better than someone that's brand new. But will Zane Smith
I
go back to
mean,
front row maybe?
I could honestly see front row pick him up
Because they will
unless
actually, well, if they, the only worrisome part about that is just because of the lawsuit, they may not be able to do that.
yeah, I don't know. Like the whole lawsuit thing is
Which is why I think most
it's
people are cheering on either a Tyler Reddick or Denny Hamlin championship, just because be like,
I don't
well,
know about Denny Hamlin championship happening, but we
well,
should. It's definitely looking plausible.
either way, one of those two to be the champion to try and just stick it to
Yeah,
NASCAR. It's like, well, you want to take out the ones
yeah.
that are
Give a
trying to
big
sue you.
middle finger to NASCAR.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with the fact that, well, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll get to uh to what we've talked about Xfinity Roval, Cup Roval,
yeah,
same things for um.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that truck race for the one on Friday.
Oof. Connor Jones. I mean, I said it best. He's a retarded crybaby.
Okay, yeah, 100%. Like, it was just
He's
so
getting mad that somebody is blocking him.
like my brother in Christ. That is how racing works.
Like, I know we get mad at Carson Host of our wrecking people, but like, that has got to be even worse.
Carson Hocevar actually has talent. This kid doesn't.
Got to bomb on that one.
So it's bad that
I mean, you're right.
yeah, it's just dumb. Like, I don't know what to think. The fact that he sent someone to the hospital now, and
Yeah, Matt
hopefully
Mills
Matt
hit.
Mills will be recovering because apparently, with the fire that came out of that 42 truck, I think it's possible that it could have gone inside where he was.
Oh God, I hope, and I don't want a repeat of Jordan Anderson back in 2022. That was scary as hell.
Yeah, that was not fun to watch. I really hope not.
I
But
yeah,
if Matt Mills is all right, then that's an absolute miracle. But if if Connor Jones doesn't get some kind of, I don't know, permanent suspension for at least about a year, or at least,
yeah,
look, I don't know. Like I feel like the truck series is just gonna just get worse and worse and worse every year
yeah.
because they're seeing what
No,
guys like Hocevar did last year, and they're like, oh,
yeah,
I can get away with doing that because they just don't care.
yeah.
There's no older grizzled veterans that are sitting in the truck series that are still competitive, but also telling
Well,
kids how to
you got
drive. Like
you got Matt Crafton,
Matt
who's
Matt Crafton is
occasionally
just as
competitive.
bad as all these young kids. Like he's a
Yeah, that's
veteran,
true.
but he's just as bad.
Yeah, I mean, even you got not just like the older drivers, you got some young drivers that are way better.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
look at like
Corey Heim is just on
yeah,
fire.
Raja Carew, Tyler Ankrum, Taylor Gray. Like all of these guys are a lot better
Yeah,
and a lot cleaner.
we also got Great Enfinger, who's like the winner of the truck series race, who's moved on to the championship
I,
race.
it wouldn't be a surprise to say that Grant Enfinger might actually win the championship
I mean, we'll have to wait and see in
behind
Phoenix.
winning.
Like he got robbed of it last year, but to be fair, that championship fight at the end was just
God,
absolutely ridiculous.
I was watching it on DD12, and I could not tell you how embarrassed I was to even call myself a NASCAR fan.
Guys, like the amount of memes that came out about it should have just been
Dude,
enough evidence.
Tyler Reddick called Carson Host said that to Carson Host that this dumbass never learns.
I mean, he was not wrong. And realistically, coming into
No.
Cup this year, there are times where Hocevar didn't learn. The fact that at that same Nashville race where
Mm-hmm.
illegal ass
Yep.
fuel tank Joey
You
Logano,
like
yeah,
you like Harrison Burton.
under yellow.
Yep.
But I think that's like the only purposeful one he's done this season, if I'm
Yeah.
remembering right.
Now, speaking of intentional wrecks, we got to discuss Ty Gibbs and Justin Haley
I don't
because
remember
that
that.
was pretty weird.
Wait, what happened with
So
that one?
during one of the run, I think Haley was lifting into turn three, and I guess Gibbs was like trying to get off the gas, but he just rear-ended him
Okay.
and just spun him. It looked really weird. Like it looked like Gibbs was like I guess trying to brake, but I guess like brake too late, and Haley was already off the gas.
So it was just like no spatial awareness
Yeah,
from Ty Gibbs.
I'm guessing.
I mean, I missed most of the race today, so I didn't end up actually
Yeah,
seeing any of that. I saw like the last like 4 laps. I mean, to be
I
fair,
watched the I think I watched like the whole race since late stage one.
he's,
Yeah.
so it would have happened after stage 1 then, obviously.
Well, stage one was pretty good. I forget who won the stage. Stage two was pretty good. There was a lot of battles during the race.
Tyler Reddick won stage 1. Denny Hamlin won stage 2.
Yeah, Hamlin won stage two on a really good strategy call.
But I was gonna say, speaking of Carson Hocevar, how about the fact that he basically stayed in the top 10 the entire race?
Yeah, like he finished ninth today, so Carson Hocevar and that 77 team just they seem to keep improving every week.
Like he was doing well even when replacing Noah Gragson in the
Yeah,
42 ride last year.
yeah,
Like they didn't
like
like
it's
Hocevar didn't start well. He started 15th, but the entire thing he just stayed in the top 10.
yeah. Speaking of drivers that were like the drivers that all of Team Penske qualified outside of the top 20
Yeah, and
and
then Joey Logano
finished
just decided not to
second.
drive.
Yeah, I guess he was like laying back, taking it easy, but still, which is really funny.
Yeah, it's like locking the rate, like locking
Yeah,
the championship lock up at Phoenix, like for Phoenix at
yeah,
Vegas. Yeah, fine. You got that chance to just lay back for 2 weeks and just
but still, it's just really funny.
yeah. It's like when you look through the point sheet, you got 6 of the 8 playoff drivers in 1 through 6, and then you got Larson who had a bad pit stop, so that's the only reason why he was down so
Yeah,
far. And
and
then
then Logano
Joey
just being
Logano in
slow.
27th.
Yeah, I will say the whole race was just the cutoff guys doing their best.
Yeah, pretty much.
Blaney, um, Reddick, Elliott, Hamlin, they were up front the entire race.
Yeah, like it was all the guys below the cut line.
Yeah, like I mean Bell and Diamond, they were doing something. The only driver that was really up there the whole day that was like in on points was I think it was like Bell, probably Bell or Larson.
Hmm.
Yeah, and well Larson's below the cut line now, but
But only by 7 points. Like he's only just below that to
yeah,
Byron, which is really going to be interesting going into Martinsville, especially with how bad the Martinsville race in the spring was. It was
well
massively glazed to be Hendrick Motorsports.
here's the thing. This is Martinsville fall, and if we learned anything, the next gen performs better when it comes to the playoff.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, how was an extra 100 laps added on? I know the gigantic amount of pressure for the
Yeah,
what's it like
I
the
guess
playoff
it just makes
format.
them perform better.
I mean, we saw that last year
And
with Hamlin and Blaney.
yeah, it was a good race.
Like, I'm pretty sure Hamlin tried
So
wrecking Blaney a couple times last year.
he did, yeah.
It was dumb, but that's just another championship 4 that Denny Hamlin misses out on.
I swear Hamlin could miss the championship four in every conceivable way possible.
Yeah, he'll miss it off skill issue. He'll miss it off of someone
Somebody
someone
freaking
defying
wrong.
physics.
Yeah. He can lose it in a tiebreaker. He can lose it due to just being overconfident.
And even if he makes the championship four, he'll lose it again. Same thing, either skill issue or his pit crew does something stupid, like in 2019 with that giant piece of tape.
You know, it would be really funny if Hamlin made the final four and Logano being in, and, and imagine Elliott was into it. It would be really funny if all three just wrecked.
I mean, really,
It would be really funny.
it would be absolutely hilarious. And if Christopher Bell doesn't make the final four, then like Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin, then you're gonna have the entirety of Joe Gibbs Racing and 2311 playing defense for Tyler Reddick.
Yeah. And I could honestly see Christopher Bell winning the championship this year. But if you take into account the fact that in 2022 he wasn't best championship driver and lost in 2023 due to a brake failure, I don't know. I mean, he won the spring race this year, but
Byron won the spring race last year and finished second or third in the championship last year too.
yeah, I feel like Byron lost. Like Byron definitely should have won the championship last year.
Yeah, Byron was the better overall driver, but because we don't go off of, legitimate championships anymore, we just go off of Game 7 gimmicks, that's why Blaney won.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Blaney was the strongest Carter in the last run, but it's forever tainted.
Yeah. Blaney was strong the year prior when playing defense for Joey. Because you could tell he was. Because if Blaney wasn't doing that, Logano was a sitting duck, and Ross Chastain was gonna catch him.
Oh, dude. If Briscoe was in, if Blaney, if the final four was Logano, Chastain, Briscoe, and Blaney, we could have saw one of the greatest championship battles of all time.
That would have been the goofy. That would have been the most goofy ass playoff like title run ever.
Yeah, I honestly would have loved to see Chastain win because making it to the championship four by defying physics itself is probably one of the most Ross Chastain things of all time.
Yeah, especially in 2022, just given how massively nuts that entire year was.
The 2022 season felt like a fever dream.
Well, especially since the fact
Like,
that we lost Kurt Busch, partway through the season.
yeah, I don't see him ever returning again after he got, like, I think, charged with a DUI.
I was gonna say Bro's trying to recreate his Roush times, but just without driving.
He's going back to his Roush arc.
Well, considering that's what got him fired from Roush, wasn't it? The DUI,
Yeah. Yep.
and then he went to Penske,
I
and then
mean,
that was interesting. And then the
yeah, to be
controversy.
fair, Kurt's never really had a good track record.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's been a fan favorite the last couple of years, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah. It took him like 10 plus years to get up to that spot, but
I mean, he earned it. It also took Kyle like the entirety of his career to be seen not completely 100% booed.
I want to say like Kurt Busch started being loved around like the late 2010s, like 2014, 2015 is when people started like liking him.
Yeah, it was when he joined SHR that he started to get liked.
And then Kyle Busch, I want to say like 2016 to 2017.
What, that he started to get like? No, it would have been like late 2022.
That's fair. I mean, I already liked Kyle Busch in like 2020, but
Yeah, that's. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but like the
yeah.
popular thing, just because especially with what was going on with the fact that Joe Gibbs clearly didn't seem like he was actually trying to get Kyle a long-term sponsor.
I am convinced that Joe Gibbs Racing just decided to sabotage both Truex and Kyle Busch's playoffs.
So that's the thing. I feel like Joe was waiting on Truex to retire, He was gonna
Yeah.
give he was
I
gonna
don't know
give
the
Kyle
whole.
all of he was gonna give Kyle all of Truex's sponsors, and then he never did. And it's like, well,
I
sorry,
feel
we don't have
like
anything.
yeah, the whole thing is just really sketchy.
And then of course grandson Ty comes in.
Now, I, now I can say this as someone who used to be a huge Ty Gibbs hater.
Choose your words carefully because this is going on YouTube.
Don't worry, to all my Ty Gibbs fans out there, I am one of you. I'm Christian as well, so I
So
shall not speak of any blasphemy.
he gets us where Jesus likes feet. Apparently, I don't get it. I really
If
don't.
if you think about that statement, was Jesus technically like the first ever person with a foot fetish? Like,
I mean, people also didn't like Jesus for the stuff he said. So realistically, could you call Jesus the first person of cancel culture?
now Jesus had 12 disciples, so can we technically call Jesus like the first social media influencer?
God damn it, we are gonna get so like DMCA'd into hell.
You only live once.
Yeah, it's true. Uh, so I don't know. Should
Uh,
we? So we talked about the Roval race, Vegas,
yeah,
Homestead. Um,
instead.
we've talked about the truck race. We haven't really mentioned much of the Xfinity or Cup yet.
Yeah, Xfinity for Homestead was pretty good. Solid race.
But the fact that it was basically almost between Cole Custer and Austin Hill for the entire thing was it was nice to see just a two-car battle for it.
Yeah. Well, Chandler Smith was up there until he just inevitably had a skill issue and fell back.
I almost feel bad for Chandler Smith because he's not going to have a ride next
Me
year.
too. Yeah, I forgot. Like the fact that they're booting Chandler Smith, who's genuinely been one of the best drivers this season,
For William
is
Sawalich.
kind of sad. I don't, I don't get it. They're
Actually,
just
no, maybe not William Sawalich. For Brandon Jones, who's basically done nothing in that nine since Gragson left it, and now all of a sudden he's going back to JGR like nothing happened.
well. I mean, you got to remember that he was successful with JGR.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And
I
especially
mean,
since all those
he
roles
didn't even
were.
get his he didn't get his first win until 2019. And up to that point, he had already been in the Xfinity Series for like 4+ years.
Yeah, that sounds like Riley Herbst's career.
I could genuinely see Riley Herbst having a good 2025 season. It's
If he
just
gets a ride anywhere, that's the thing. He's still not contracted.
the round of 12 is Riley's Achilles heel.
Mm-hmm.
He has never made it past the round of 12. He made the playoffs in 2020, didn't make it past the round of 12. Made it in 2021, didn't make it past the round of 12. Made it in 2022, didn't make it past the round of 12. And made it this year, didn't make it past the round of 12.
He didn't make it last year, but he won his first race at Vegas, and then he at least won a race in the regular season this year at Indy, which that Indy finish was pretty good.
That dude, I was a little mad when I heard they were super speedway package for the Indy race, but honestly, it paid off in the end.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been the 550 horsepower package.
Ugh, thank God it wasn't.
Could you imagine they brought back the 550 horsepower package for
Ugh,
Cup?
no.
It's just like, yeah,
Oh
let's
hell
let's go back
no.
let's go back to nostalgia and bring back the package that everyone loved.
Yeah, everyone loved in massive parentheses and bold letters.
Yeah, everyone loved watching a train show for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
You know, I will say, I'm so glad that Indy came back, and it came back in a crazy way.
not without its controversy because NASCAR. Like
I remember,
it would have finished incredible if they weren't so trigger happy to get on the yellow as soon as Kyle Busch lightly touched the
dude,
turn six
we
limiter.
could have saw the greatest fuel mileage finish of all time.
It would have somewhat made up for the fact that Joey Logano had just this giant ass amount of fuel saving if Brad Keselowski was able to do the same thing. But because he wasn't able to, that makes the Nashville race even bigger asterisks.
Dude, I am Kyle Larson was on a rip and tear during the final 15 laps.
Yeah,
He
it
was,
crazy.
and Blaine was playing offensive on Keselowski sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of Keselowski, we got to talk about the Darlington spring finish.
I really kind of don't want to bring that race up just because it's like
Yeah.
I've told you what happened like the next day.
Yeah, I get it.
Like nothing wrong with
I'm
Keselowski or
just,
women, but yeah,
yeah,
it's just too
I get
coincidental.
it. I know.
I just need to pause the
It's
recording.
just,
I need to pause the recording for 1 sec. I just need to answer a phone call.
yeah, no problem.
But let's move on to something else. Let's just what do we? Honestly,
Well,
what should we do about the NASCAR officiating?
we boycott, riot, and restart from.
You know what? Honestly, base. Nah, but
I think this.
I don't think we'd be able to do that. But the one thing we can do is we can boycott it from November 11th until February 2nd.
Mhm. Yep, good thinking. I'll get all my 600 something Twitter followers.
And I'll get my 45 Twitter followers. I'm pretty sure some of them are just porn bots.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, I don't get like why Twitter is just so
Hey,
full of them.
Twitter went from a comedic site to a just right wing conspiracy theory porn site.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
Thanks to Elon Musk.
And I know
Can we get like
I'm
a
just
new CEO for Twitter?
scrolling through Twitter. I'm just like seeing the fact that like Reddit flipped last week and then comes out and wins this week.
Yeah, I find it ironic too that every time Reddick has won stage one, something has happened.
Yeah,
One stage one at the Roval got wrecked. One stage one at Vegas, flipped in stage two. One stage one at Vegas had multiple bad pit stops.
but to be fair, he also won the
Yeah,
Homestead. He finally got that
yeah.
bad luck monkey off his back.
Maybe, just maybe, Tyler Reddick can actually pull this off.
It will be the greatest championship run ever if he actually can, because then it'll really make NASCAR sit on their own hands. And it's like, well, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what are we gonna do about the fact that our Cup champion can't defend his title?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very fun.
Yep. I've been I don't play video games a lot anymore. I play them when I really do.
Fair.
So yeah, I was doing a race a few days ago at Texas in NASCAR Inside Line. I was driving his Eric Almirola because I was bored. Um, we were slow as shit most of the time.
Damn.
There were a lot of wrecks, some of which were caused by me. Others, well, some of them were caused by me solely due to the fact that the AI was checking up a lot,
Fair enough.
and I got spun once with, and I was on the apron until Sam Hornish absolutely ass packed me. Until he hit me so hard in the ass that I nearly
I,
flipped.
I was gonna say that's a in terms of the people that don't know, we don't have visual on this, but we can pretty much tell you that that Sam Hornish hit with a race car, not with anything else.
You know, it is ironic that I use for Sam Hornish when Michael Ritz's nickname for him is Sam Horny.
Yeah, the Roots nicknames are just very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good, and not even for NASCAR. It's F1
It's
is
just all over
the
the place.
yeah. I mean, you got the really good ones. You got the ones that there.
Mm.
Like I'm still trying to wrap my head around Pimp Daddy Host Bar.
Yeah, because of um, the you stop after Savar.
Mm,
Yeah, Pimp Daddy Ho.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Now I get it.
like clearly it's not just the work of someone that's got two brain cells fighting for third place. He clearly goes and takes a legitimate dive into these things and
Yeah.
sees what will work and what not. He could be lazy with like BJ
Yeah.
McLeod. You can think this
Yeah.
the immediate nickname you can think of that, but no, he goes
Yeah.
out and does something else. It's like okay, you can see that. That
Yeah.
makes
And he
sense.
chose Billie Jean, which is
More
valid.
more PG than where everyone else's brain is going.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you got the ones that make us to mean William Clyde.
Which means, to be fair, that makes sense. That's his real name.
Yeah, Blanket, Blaney.
Mm. I mean, that nickname is passed down from one generation to the next.
Mm-hmm. Double A batteries. There kind of makes sense.
Mm. And the most infamous one, the one based on everything of his stuff, Gemini.
Yep. But then you got the ones that have always had me slightly confused. Like, why is Ryan in Elton?
Because he used to have a nickname of Rocket Man when he was qualifying on the pole position.
Oh, right. Oh my God. How did I forget about that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's some clearly cleverly crafted ones.
Dude, Ryan Newman used to be like one of the best drivers.
And if we had the playoff system, or at least the chase in 2003, then he probably would have been the champion.
Yeah, he really could have.
That's the shit thing.
But no, Matt Kenseth had to win. He wasn't. It is like what
Oh
Newman
my
had like
god,
what like
Matt
10 wins.
Matt Kent. Oh, I think Newman only had 8, but Matt Kenseth. Oh
Yeah,
my
Newman
god,
had
he
8
only had
wins.
one win, and he was so consistent all season. We don't want that
Yeah,
anymore. We did it that way
no, we
for
don't.
what 20, 30 something years, I think,
Yeah,
where it was the Winston
and
format, and it was oh
we finally got to a somewhat legitimate format. Still failed.
nope. We reset it the year I was born. It's like
Yep.
nope, screw you. And then Dale Jr. goes and wins Daytona 500 on my birthday.
Yeah. See, I don't know who won the 2007 race, but that was right after my birthday.
Wait,
I'm pretty sure.
2007 which race?
Auto Club.
2000.
All I know is that that's the race where David Rudiman had a really big wreck
The Auto Club 500.
before the infamous Watkins Glen incident, like 4 years later.
That one. I'm just trying to find it.
I got a feeling it was probably.
Matt Kenseth.
There we go.
Okay. So it's funny. The driver that won the closest races to our birthdays were two that both retired in 2017. And both started in 2000.
Yeah, that is. Oh my gosh, yeah, what the hell?
That is actually kind of interesting.
That is very interesting. I'm glad you brought that up. Wow, that is a very neat statistic.
I mean, it probably doesn't mean jack shit, but it's very
No.
interesting.
It
It's
is
like, oh yeah,
very interesting.
this is not going to change the course of our lives whatsoever. It's not going to change the course of anybody that's
No.
listening, which we only get like 3 people to do anyway. But
That doesn't matter. Those 3 people mean a lot to us.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Whoever you 3 people are watching this, we love you.
First of all, you're nuts.
Consensually. Yeah. You're absolutely mentally deranged if you watch us.
Oh yeah,
You're listening.
We're just appreciating the people that are listening, and then we just say, oh yeah, if you are, we appreciate you, but you've probably got some mental problems.
Yeah. If you're listening to us, you're probably fucked up in the head, but we love you regardless.
Okay.
And it's okay. We're all a little insane.
Yeah, especially with how up and down this year has been, with everything
Oh
that's gone
God,
on
yeah,
and off the track.
dude. Like for me mentally, it's been hell. I
It's
can
been
say for certain because I've trauma dumped you multiple times.
this friendship has gone a long way, and only this year,
It really has.
to the point
It's
where it's like
incredible.
I remember once when I was this is like a couple of years ago, back when I was still in high school. Me and my mates would sometimes sit around, we would just talk about stuff, and I was thinking, Jesus,
Yeah,
why do we not have microphones sitting with us?
yeah,
Just starting a podcast, just talking about whatever. And who would have thought that I would still end up doing that and still doing one
yep.
just with someone that I have never met in person.
I mean, we only met in I think it was like March of this year, March or April.
Yeah, and that's because you told me what my profile picture was interesting.
It was Michael Murt's Xbox controller in his mouth. It was very interesting.
Yeah, I remember that. And then
Yeah.
it's pretty much been since then just balls to the wall chaos.
Yeah. I'm so glad we aren't like screen sharing anything because if our viewers send messages, oh boy.
Like I've got like I have something that I'm recording of it, but the only thing I'm recording is just the very top part where the actual thing connects on Discord on the
Yeah.
computer. So it's just showing our pictures and like the camera, the microphone, and the
Yeah.
close the call button. That's all it's showing.
Yeah. That's good. Because if our viewers saw our pinned messages
Yeah, I was gonna
we'd
say
be cooked.
we need to leave the earth. The Discord messages have been leaked.
Yeah. Yeah, if any of my old calls got leaked or any of my old messages, um I would probably be 6 feet under, or at least on the FBI most wanted list.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell would happen to me, to be honest.
I'd probably be more cooked than you.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
I've said some messed up things.
Oh, trust me, we both have. I haven't made them. I think I've told you the story, and I'll say it as PG as I can for this. Me and my mates when we were in high school, a lot of these stories are high school ones because it almost feels like I peaked in high school, but I really didn't.
Yeah.
Um, and we were in an
100.
electronics store. If there's any Australians listening, you'll know what JB Hi-Fi is. But yeah, we were in there with like he was testing out noise cancelling headphones. And keep in mind,
Oh god.
we're all very white, and yeah, you can probably guess
Yeah.
where I'm going with this. He says that word hard R, and they're like, "Oh my god,
Oh my gosh.
you do realize what you just said, right?" He's like, "No," and we told him. He's like, "Oh shit," and then we just booked it out of there before anyone even saw us.
My gosh, that's amazing.
That's the kind of people I was friends with in high school.
Yeah, I will admit, my online friendships have been very questionable.
Yeah,
I had a friend I was playing Roblox with. It was me and three other people. We were playing an IndyCar game, and my friend who he isn't white. He's Indonesian and
okay.
Asian, saying the hard R like he was a record player just stuck on loop.
Oh my god, it makes it worse as I can imagine that. And I don't want to say anything because I will get us demonetized. But
Yeah,
especially since I've put my Instagram in my stuff in my profile. That means if anybody wants to
yeah,
go onto it, they can see that I'm white, so I will get immediately
yeah,
cancelled.
yeah.
I mean, you could say it, but we would get demonetized. So
Yeah,
please don't.
yeah. I'm not gonna say it. See, I choose to say it with certain people.
Yeah, well, you don't say it when something's going to go public. So
No, I don't because I know that I would probably be hunted down by the FBI.
yeah, Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I'm basically the butt of every freaking joke when it comes to shit. I got a white mom. I got a Puerto Rican dad. I'm American and Puerto Rican. I'm LGBT. I have Spanish family. I'm autistic.
You're Christian.
I'm Christian. Like, bro,
That just sounds like a nightmare of everything rolled into one.
what do you get when you combine a mistake and what could potentially be greatness? You get me?
You know, you said it, not me. I'm not commenting.
Or I guess it's what happens if you combine multiple mistakes still somehow manage to turn out good.
I was gonna say, but if you, parent, like, the one thing that I hate about parents when they say that their children are a mistake, it's like, well, you decided to not do the right thing when procreating. What did you expect? A plasma TV?
I mean, that's true. I didn't ask to be born into this shitty world.
Yeah, it's like a parent say, "Oh, I brought you into this world and I could take you out of it. You're threatening to
Please
kill.
take me out of it.
You're threatening to kill me over some dishes."
Oh my god, please just take me off of this earth. Do anything.
Okay, let's move away from this before we also get you put on the FBI watch list. So we talked about the Roval, we talked about Vegas, we talked about Homestead, we talked about how NASCAR
Yep.
officiating sucks. Uh,
Mhm.
Out of the two remaining spots for the next round, who do you think's gonna have a strong run in Martinsville?
You know, statistically speaking, William Byron is a two-time Martin, and I genuinely think Byron could keep his spot. But then you got Kyle Larson. He's below the cut line, -7,
Wow.
and he won the spring race in 2023. So he could definitely have a good.
I mean, as you
He
said,
was the pole sitter this spring.
this race in the playoffs has always been a lot more crazy than the one in the spring.
I mean, take a look at how it's been for the last few years. All right, 2017, or actually, we'll start as far back as 2015. Logano versus Kenseth. 2016, just a whole round chaos. 2017, Hamlin versus Elliott.
Hamlin start
2018,
Hamlin
Logano
started
versus
blowing up.
Truex. 2019, Logano versus Hamlin. 2020, Harvick and Kyle Busch, and Chase Elliott winning his way into the Final Four. 2021, Alex Bowman and Denny Hamlin. 22, Ross in Walride. 2023, Ryan Blaney winning in a must-win situation. What can we expect from this one?
All I know is that considering how the diffuser on the bottom of the car has just made these cars so aerosensitive, and the fact they'll take flight so easy, I'm expecting someone to like roll over this week.
You know, I can see somebody flip Xfinity.
Considering like how bad that one's going to be for the other 6 drivers to try and get in.
Dude, Xfinity races at Martinsville are, especially in the fall, are just they're shit shows.
Man, it's
I love
Xfinity.
them,
Of
but
course they are. Like especially the
holy
last,
crap,
especially the Ty Gibbs and Brandon Jones thing of 2022. Like,
that actually made me sad.
and then the 19-year-old decides to compare himself to Jesus.
What do you expect? He's 19 years old.
Yeah, but you would think not to say that stuff on national television.
Yeah, I think that's like,
Even Connor
there's.
Jones, like after the truck race, even said to one of the people on his team, "Should I go for an interview or would I say something stupid?" At least he's smart enough to not throw himself under the bus.
Yeah, I respect that. I absolutely respect that.
Because you can understand that being in that situation where everyone saw what you did, you can't try and like dig yourself out of that hole.
Yep. You can't, once you dig yourself into a hole deep enough, dig yourself out of it.
The only way to dig yourself out of it is the freaking TNT trick you use in Minecraft.
Well, technically, I guess you can dig yourself a hole if you're Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, considering Hendrick just always seems to have just a little bit extra money up their sleeves.
You know what? I have a bone to pick with 2023. The whole Louvers incident.
All at Spring Phoenix.
Yep. And Justin Haley wasn't able to have his, but Hendrick was.
Yeah, that was weird.
Seems like favoritism's at hand.
Well, it's either that or, like I said, or the fact that Hendrick was just able to pay for it. It's just like, all right, we can give you the money,
Classic,
just don't take the
classic
photos.
Hendrick bribery. Classic Hendrick bribery.
That's literally what happened in 2022 for Byron to keep his spot.
Yeah, that whole thing was very weird. We literally went an entire race with incorrect points.
Yeah, that's just gotta love NASCAR officiating, right?
Yeah, not my quote, by the way. It's productions.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm remembering the early production stuff as well. That's where I'm going off of.
Yeah, I watched this video on the Truck Series Championship.
Yeah, so did I. It's just holy shit.
That was. He needs a new sponsor. BetterHelp is not.
Well, they better help.
No.
But they better help these truck drivers actually, know how to drive.
Oh no, BetterHelp is supposedly a therapy site.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just
Mental
making
stuff.
a really shit pun, but
Oh yeah, they're known scammers.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not
So you better have a better option for
better lawyer
help.
up.
Front Row Motorsports in 2311 to take notes.
I hope 2311 front row lawsuit goes well, like in the team's favor. Because yeah, like NASCAR can say that the 2016 agreement had the same things in there, and both teams had signed on to it, but
that doesn't.
Like you even have Richard Childress admitting that he was basically forced into signing it because if he didn't, then he would have to lay off like 300 employees.
This is legitimate proof that our sport is very flawed.
Like the fact that like NASCAR bought out SMI, and they also bought out the ARCA series, which they said in there. I was watching an Eric Eastep video on this, and he was saying about how NASCAR had bought the ARCA Menard series for only X amount of money, and it's like that just feels disrespectful. Like to say,
no wonder.
Only this much. It's like, well, what did you expect? What did you expect more?
No wonder the ARCA series has gone to shit in the last 5 years.
It's been shit anyway, but
fair. Well, actually, that's not true. We did get a 3-wide photo finish at I think it was Elko.
I was gonna say, was it an ARCA
pretty
Menard?
damn cool.
Was it an ARCA race or a late model race? That was that some local short track that had like a like lightning going on in the area. I literally like was cracking down, and they were still racing.
Yeah, that was ARCA. That was honestly really sick.
That was awesome to see that. Like, yeah, it's dangerous, but damn, it looked cool.
It's ARCA. Do you expect them not to be at least somewhat dangerous?
Yeah, fair enough. Considering it's basically all the Toyotas that only know how to drive, and that everyone else underneath just doesn't know how to drive.
I wouldn't say ARCA. ARCA's not as destructive anymore. Well, at Daytona they are.
But that's Daytona.
Down. Talladega this year, I watched. I was very disappointed. I was sorely disappointed. In fact.
Really?
Yeah, it was just like single file racing the whole race.
I mean, to be fair, would you rather single file but then actually complete the race, or double file, everything gets too ridiculous, and then they just all decide to die?
Yeah, Jake Finch led like every lap. He led like damn near every lap.
Fair enough. Imagine he found a way to lose that.
That would have been really funny.
That would be absolutely depressing. and would add to that
You
statistic
know,
of the leader person that led the most laps and didn't win.
speaking of drivers that led most laps, or at least a lot of laps that lost races, Alex Bowman's 2016 Phoenix race is a really good example.
Yeah. Wait, are you pulling this from the Ellie Productions video as well?
A little bit, yes, but also off of my own recollection.
Fair enough. But yeah, that was. I mean, it was definitely a good
I mean,
showing.
it wasn't his fault though. Kenseth came down and thought he was clear.
Yeah.
Bowman was just an innocent bystander.
Well, as in sort of terms, innocent bystander can really mean in contact sport.
Yeah, that's true.
Kenza shouldn't have done what he did, but at the
Yeah,
same time, there's also nothing you can do.
yeah, and Bowman is honestly like I know a lot of people call Rebel the underdog, but like Bowman is genuinely the underdog. I mean, like take a look at ever since he
What he
started
did.
racing, since he started racing with like Hendrick full time.
Yeah, like 2021 was his peak season. Like, he won 4
Yeah,
races. He was a
or
solid contender up until the round of 8,
mm-hmm.
and then he did win that. Like, if he made that round of 8, then he would have punched his
been the
ticket.
champ. He would
Yeah,
probably
he would have had
he
3
probably could have finished like
Hendrick drivers and Denny Hamlin
mm-hmm.
in the final 4.
You know, that 2021 championship weekend was interesting.
Because was it Truex or Hamlin that was leading a lot of that? Because I know Larson was running
What?
4th.
Yeah, Truex. Truex was leading like basically.
Yeah, and then the only reason that Larson was able to stay out front was because of the fact that he basically got the the world's fastest pit stop.
Yep, 11.8 on the final stop.
Yes, he literally had Guido come in from 2006 into the real world and do his pit stop.
Yep.
The only
Like
reason
the
he won
2021, the 2021 championship. Interesting. You had Ben Rhodes win the Truck Series championship. Thank God, because we got one of the greatest post-race interviews of all time.
Wait, wasn't that 2023? Like the
2021 and 2020.
Also, he did the same one for both. Okay.
Yep. Anytime Ben Rhodes wins a championship, you can always count on a drunk Ben Rhodes
You know what? Fair enough.
post-race conference. Which, honestly, it's really fun to watch. Seeing a guy win the championship and get absolutely hammered. It's like Brad Keselowski 2012 all over it.
Oh, that was interesting. But then Daniel Hemrick, the night before the Cup race, say in the Xfinity one, that's the only race he's won, and it was the only race he needed to win.
Honestly, like, don't get me wrong. We all very happy for him when he won.
But to be fair, since then he's just become so much of an afterthought that I forget he's in the field unless he's being talked about for being wrecked.
Me too. I genuinely forgot he was racing half the time.
Like, he's full time this season, but not AJ Allmendinger.
Oh, he's full time next year.
Yeah, like Allmendinger's full time next year, but like the fact that AJ won the Roval race last year, yeah, and then gets demoted back down to Xfinity for Daniel Hemrick.
Well, I mean,
Like, I know I already talked about this like in that sub. I think it was either in the main episode or subplot episode that I did ages ago when I
I
couldn't.
mean, like, then Collie decided to pick up John, which at first seemed like a good decision, but he hasn't done anything this season.
No, I honestly forget he's in the field. And then you got the insanity of having SBG in there.
Dude, the 2025 Xfinity Rookie of the there are so many rookies next year that it might just be very close.
I mean, the Rookie of the Year fight this year, especially in Cup between Hocevar and Barry, has been close.
Yeah.
But the fact that Barry's DNF so many times, it's probably what's hindered a lot of his points.
Now, I think Junior Motorsports could be legit title contenders next year.
Well, 3 out of 4 of them could be.
Excluding Sammy Smith, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean to diss one of your favorite drivers, but at the same time,
Nah,
it's
it's cool.
realistic that he
It's
is
cool.
not he's not the greatest talent.
No, he's not a championship contender, not in any fashion.
Like, I'll admit
Right
it was
now.
good seeing him win at Talladega, but yeah, since
Yeah.
then he's just done nothing.
Yeah. I mean, you got Carson Quapple going to the one. He's very underrated.
Like, how the hell do you
Yeah.
say his last name?
I've always thought it was Quapple.
Yeah, because that's how it's spelled, right? Like,
Yeah, that's how it's spelled.
I literally just used the Moob's nickname of Waffle because it just is close enough and it just makes sense.
And then you got Sammy Smith in the 8. Well, Justin Allgaier in the 7. My bad.
Yeah, old guy in the 7, the veteran
Sammy
who
Smith in the
is still
8.
like Denny Hamlin. I really hope that
And then
what's it, Junior, like Dale Junior gives Sammy Smith the DEI 8 font for next year.
please, because Teresa finally got off her throne.
Yeah, and then literally the amount of late model stock like sales that are going to go through the roof because of the fact that Junior is running the 8 and Budweiser again.
I am going to try to watch that race.
I don't know where it's going to be. I don't even know if I'll be able to find it anywhere.
I don't know. Like it's,
Like,
I might be able to find it.
It'd be easier in America, but it's harder
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, really doesn't help when the person you're doing the podcast with is on a 14-hour time difference.
Yeah, well, especially since my clocks have gone forward a little bit, it's now up to 15 hours.
Oh my gosh, what time is it for you?
3:15 in the afternoon.
Damn, it's 12 in the morning for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
Yes.
a massive time gap.
Yeah. Thanks to the fact that I never sleep, that's why we've been able to hold so many questions.
Yeah, that's why we've been talking for like an hour and a bit.
It's simply due to the fact that I never sleep.
I tried pulling an all-nighter, like doing a stream, like last night. Like,
Yeah.
doing another season mode stream, and I just couldn't stay up past like 3 a.m.
I'm excited to see how the NASCAR 15 career mode season ends for Michael.
Well, because you watched the video today, yeah?
Yeah, I watched the Texas race.
I forgot about those giant ass numbers. I really did. Although, you know what I really should have tried to do? I should have tried to make the Edelbrock car look like a Budweiser car.
Yeah, but you did one hell of a job.
I just realized I should have done that. It's like, god damn it. It's like, especially with the fact that like,
it looked really good though.
Like, I'm looking forward to when he runs the silver Homestead car, because you've seen what it looks like.
Yeah, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's time for Moob's car, right?
Yeah.
Yep, I'll be on that car.
Yeah, you're on that car, as well as a lot of people that did sign up for it. And I ended up finishing that, I think, by like the start of the round of 12. So yeah, we'll definitely have that running at Homestead, whether he's running for a championship or not. I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if he is, and then he could win it.
Yeah. His Texas race was pretty good. Blanket pulled an absolute miracle for Michael.
Yeah, bro literally became Davey Allison.
Yeah.
Not Davey Allison, Bobby Allison?
I think so.
Whichever Allison it is. I don't remember, but one of them.
Also,
no, Pearson. David
also,
Pearson.
Yeah, Chef Boyardee winning is definitely interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting nickname for Clint Boyer. It's random, but
Also, can we talk about the fact that like the camera missed whatever the hell happened to Yaley?
I mean, it's Fox cameras. Did you expect much of that?
Not really, but still. Like NASCAR 15 has a good replay part, but like
Yeah, that's the only reason why you're able to see what happened because he put it as the thumbnail. But other than that, you would not have been able to see it.
yeah, I love the techniques, but oh my god, they're flawed a little bit
Oh yeah,
from the countless issues with the AI, all the abundant glitches, and it's fun.
I bought 2013 the other day, so I now have what's it? Wait, is my microphone coming through at all? No.
Yeah,
Just making sure. Just yeah. But yeah, I bought
yeah.
2013 the other day, so now I have access to like 2010, 2011 DLC, Inside Line,
Oh,
13,
nice.
14, 15, plus like I put a like that poll that I put in the Discord, which if you haven't joined it,
Yeah.
it's in the description and in my bio. I'm shamelessly self plugging. I don't care, but yeah, for which drivers I can do that that haven't won a championship that can change the course of history, and people suggested to
that
me maybe doing like ones that had already won championships but they hadn't won them yet. So guys like Joey Logano,
yeah,
Kyle Busch, Martin Truex, and it's like I could, but I
yeah,
want them to try and do something that changes history, not just
yeah.
like changes it completely, not just slightly alters it.
That reminds me, I still gotta like do my season that I said I was gonna do like 2 or 3 months ago.
Because I think the like who was the drivers on that poll. I think it was. I know Casey Kane was one of them because that's who I was kind of wanting to like sort of do it with because of the amount of teams that he jumps between. Because yeah, it depends on like who I use the series length. But yeah, Casey Kane, Dale
Yeah,
Jr., Clint Boyer, Jamie McMurray, Carl Edwards, and Greg Biffle.
yeah.
I'm just kind of hoping for anything other than Clint Boyer or Jamie McMurray. So kind of one of the other four, just because
I thought
I don't have
I
much.
thought Edwards had a championship.
No, he lost it in 08, he lost it in 2011, and he lost it in 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought he had.
No.
Damn. Yeah, I remember watching that 26 Homestead race. I was 8 years old.
God damn. I was
Yeah, I was
12.
like, oh my god. I was like 8 or 9.
I was finishing junior high school by then. Wait, did you vote yet on the poll? No, you haven't voted. Okay, because right now it's tied between Clint Boyer and Carl Edwards. I really don't want to go Clint Boyer or Jamie McMurray, just because
Yeah,
I really don't
I'll
want to have.
go.
I don't want to have to try and hook up my PS4 to my laptop to record, just because I really don't want to.
Yeah.
Whereas like Heat Evolution, Heat 2, Heat 3, I already got all those on my Steam. I could just literally download them.
Yeah. So something funny that happened was I started doing a season in NASCAR 15. I haven't really finished it yet or really got much progress.
Mm.
But you know how you have the duel to see if you can get a good starting spot at Daytona.
Yeah.
I started fourth.
Oh, nice. I'm guessing you won your duel.
Yeah, I won the duel purely based off the fact that I was racing with others and I had one of the best cars.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Um,
I remember trying to run my duel and I just sucked the entire time. Like I think I finished 18th in that race.
it doesn't help that at super speedways you have to qualify a few rows up.
Yeah, unless
You
otherwise
have
you
to,
get
or
just
you
driven off from. That's why I
yeah
did something when I was doing the stream yesterday, I was doing.
Yeah.
I used a broken ass setup for one that I think Clayball had it in the 15 server. That
Mm.
it basically makes you go like over 200 miles an hour just on your own.
See, I like those setups, but I feel like it makes racing not as fun because you can kind of break away from the pack a little bit.
Well, that's the thing. I only used it in the qualifying just to try and avoid going in last. And then in the
See, what
normal,
I
and
do,
then the race, I just used the preset.
yeah, what I do is I just go over qualifying and I make sure I'm behind in front of somebody because I did that and I managed to get the best qualifying of I think 7.
Wow.
But yeah, I win a lot of Talladega races, but I've also lost in the worst ways possible.
Fair enough. I mean, like I've had a lot of the AI just decide to just forget how to drive, especially
Oh my gosh.
especially Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, what is with like Mikey Walnuts and like Regan Smith just suddenly
Like Michael,
doing
like in
weird
the words of
things?
Clint Boyer, Michael Waltrip is the worst race car driver on the planet.
I and then there's like the one thing I hate about the technical eye is they never really know when they're clear.
No, like I had at
Like
the
they will.
Bristol race, then the one I
Oh
was doing last night. I had AJ
boy.
Allmendinger come out of turn 4, pile driver into me, and send me into the wall, like he just didn't care. And it's like, well, okay, wait a minute, where does the line draw with the AI being either over conservative or pile driving it into you?
You want to know something weird? I am really good at Bristol and Dover, NASCAR inside line, but I absolutely suck there in NASCAR 15.
Damn, bro does not know how to use the more horsepower.
I don't know what's up. Like yeah. Although in NASCAR inside one, my best tracks are um Dover for sure. I have a lot of wins there.
Fair enough.
I'm basically Jimmy Johnson at that track.
Mm, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I always manage to have usually good. There's some times where I get screwed over, but other times I have good.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
that's racing. We probably should wrap it up, just otherwise this will turn into just a 2 hour just nothingness.
yeah.
Uh, any closing thoughts?
Well, I these last 2 weeks of NASCAR turn out. Hopefully, we don't have any controversy. NASCAR initiating.
I mean, it's NASCAR, of course we will, but let's hope it's just not
Well,
anything that ruins races.
yep. And here's to hopefully seeing uh our 3 good champions.
Well, let's see what happens with this weekend in Martinsville, and then we'll see what happens
Mhm.
next weekend at Phoenix to wrap up the
Yep.
season, and then after that, the 2024 season is over.
Yep. As long as Logano doesn't win, then we're good.
Yeah, if Logano wins, then the about even more of the legitimacy of the playoffs just goes down the toilet. Like I know
Yeah.
that
Well,
yeah,
if Blaney makes the final four, it'd be even worse.
yeah, 100%. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
from there we might leave it there. Like I said, I'd like to thank
Yep.
my co-host for finally joining in. Took him
Yep. And
took him like a month.
it took like a few weeks, but
Yeah, it took us a while to be able to actually get time where we were able to schedule like both of us being on.
yeah.
That's the fun thing about
Yep.
being Australian and American. You're never on the same schedule.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said,
Never are.
thank you everyone for listening. If you did like it, like give us a like, drop us 5 stars, or just drop us a follow on YouTube, Spotify, or if we end up sharing this somewhere else, wherever you get your podcasts. Until then, thank you and hopefully we'll see you back next week or whenever we do this.
Yep.
Because I don't know when we're doing this.
I genuinely don't know either.
Yeah, this will be interesting to find out another schedule. But yeah, all right, take care.
All right, take care.